All right, good morning. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the market and boots on the ground stuff that I'm seeing out there in the market. Going to run through some market stats of the local Twin Cities market here real quick. Twin Cities ending, this is week May 25th, so last week. New listings decreased 9.4%. Pending sales decreased 6.6%, but the inventory increased 14.9%. So we have about 8,400 homes for sale in the Twin Cities. It's a population of about 3 million. That's still really low. We need the inventory, so this is a good sign. Median sales price has increased 4% to 385. Days on market has remained flat, and percent of original list price received decreased 0.2% to 99.9%. So you're still basically, we're getting full asking price out there in the market. Month supply of homes for sale increased 23.5% to 2.1 months supply. So we still have a shortage of housing. What am I seeing on the ground? If you look at the sales out there, I'm still running into multiple offers, especially in that entry level median house price range. That upper end is slowing down, and there's different pockets that are slowing down a bit. But the affordable, the median house prices it's hard to come by those properties. So those are still getting multiple offers if they're in decent condition and good locations. And then I'm noticing the investors are probably getting into trouble. And the reason I say that is I've been approached a few times in the last couple of weeks of people that have their clients, or agents I know that have their clients that bought rental properties and are having trouble with their tenants, having trouble with damage and collecting rent. And it's not going what they thought it would be. They probably paid too much for it. They bought them in the last few years, and probably didn't buy the best properties to begin with. And they're looking for help to fix those problems. I'll jump in on some of them, but not all of them. Some of them are too difficult to fix, and not a lot of return on it because the margins are so thin. But that's going to be kind of interesting. I don't know how big a pool that is on people jumping in, buying rental properties, not knowing what they're doing, and just jumping in the game. And how many properties will come to the market in the next few years based on that. The other thing I've noticed out there that kind of tells me that investors are in trouble is I'm seeing more multifamily, small apartments come to the marketplace, 4 units, 5 units, and up. And they've only been, I looked at the tax records on them, and they've only been owned for a few years or a couple of years, and they're putting on the market for the same price they bought them for. So something tells me that they're in trouble. So they're trying to get out. I don't know if they've got mortgages resetting. A lot of that commercial loan is 20-year amortization with 5-year balloons, and they're sneaking up on a balloon payment probably in the next couple of years or year or two. So they may be looking at trying to get out before they have to refinance, and it won't cash flow. The properties still don't make sense, so I'm not going to be jumping in on those. They're not properties I want. I do have a particular buy box that I'm looking for, and I'll just be patient and wait for the right thing to come along. And then for the renters, what I've noticed is I'm seeing a lot more bad credit, a lot more people applying and doing the song and dance, trying to explain why they have bad credit, why their credit score is in the 500s. I usually try to take 650 or higher. I've got good properties and good locations, and I'm seeing more and more bad credit. I'm seeing divorces. I'm seeing bankruptcies. I'm seeing a lot of delinquency in credit cards. So I think the consumer is definitely hurting out there, and it's impacting the renters out there. I am seeing renters starting to try to room together to try to reduce expenses. So the consumer is hurting. It's going to impact my rental properties, as that's just who rents these properties. So I'm going to have to get creative in how I work with them, and maybe have to change some of my criteria and how I will mitigate risk on that too, as I'm seeing more and more low credit scores coming in. And I'm also noticing that society is, we've got a lot of entitled and spoiled people out there. I'm seeing this from the renters, from the applicants. Just very difficult to work with. I've got people that I'm trying to make things happen for. They want out of their lease, and they didn't make it very easy to work with. But still very demanding. It's just a different mindset. I don't understand what's happening out there in the world, but I'm just very entitled and spoiled people out there in society right now, and I don't know how we continue on this way without working together on things. But that's what I'm seeing out there on the ground. I don't know what you're running into. What am I going to do going forward? I think we're in flux right now. Interest rates have definitely had the impact on the market. The single family market's still pretty tight. It's still hard to buy properties that make sense. I've got a couple projects like this one that I'm sitting on right now that are still torn apart. I'm trying to wrap them up. I'm having difficulty finding help that's worthwhile. I'll get someone out here and they want top dollar. I can't pay them top dollar because their skill set is not that high. They're asking to be paid as like a master craftsman or carpenter, and they've got very basic entry-level skills on how to do things. And I'm finding that when I do pay them, I'm having to redo a lot of their work. So we're definitely still hurting in the trades. That market hasn't opened up yet. Perhaps once these apartment projects and some of this other stuff gets wrapped up, we're going to have more trades enter, or come back to the marketplace, and maybe pricing will stabilize and you'll get some decent skill level again. But for the pay they want for their skill level is just not there. So I end up having to do a lot of the work myself, which is actually ends up being cheaper than having to pay to have it redone several times. I had doors put in. I'm going to be on my third set of person to put the doors in properly. And it's a friend of mine, highly skilled. He's hard to get. But yeah, I paid twice to have doors installed, and both times they screwed them up. So the trades are definitely, we need people in the trades that know what they're doing. And I'm having a hard time finding them. Well, I can't pay what some of the other people are willing to pay either. So I end up kind of in the bottom of the barrel there. I'm going to start talking with the banks more, start seeing what they have coming back. Those properties I told you about, the multifamily, were just bought a couple of years ago. I know some of the banks that lent on that, so I'm going to meet with them and see what they're running into. I don't know if they're in distress at this point or if they're just going to try to get out now. And those aren't the properties I'm interested in. I'm interested in other potential properties out there. And then I'm toying with the idea of renewing my contractor's license. I'm kind of reluctant with what I'm seeing in the trades out there as a general contractor, but I'm also seeing there's an opportunity there's still a housing shortage. If I can do some infill sites, I can make some money doing that and build some of my inventory rather than fixing them up. The prices that people want for their single family homes right now and the condition, what I got to put into them, doesn't make sense to cash flow, but I might be able to make some duplexes and quads work if I can find the right parcels and build them. So that's kind of what I'm seeing, boots on the ground. It's kind of an interesting market shift here, but I'll just kind of keep you posted as we go forward. There will be opportunities out there as we're seeing things change. So let me know what you're seeing out there. I'd be curious what you're seeing in your market too. Thanks.